Once upon a time, piracy was painfully obvious. You saw a skiff on the horizon, men with rifles, and a demand for ransom delivered with the subtlety of a foghorn. It was crude, manual, and intensely physical. Then came the 2017 Maersk cyber attack. The NotPetya malware brought the shipping giant to a dead stop. Terminals went dark, booking systems collapsed entirely, and cargo tracking simply vanished. The estimated losses ran into the hundreds of millions of dollars, and the perpetrators achieved all of this without a single person setting foot on a deck. Today's hijackers sit thousands of miles away from the nearest ocean. Armed with a decent Wi-Fi connection and a cheap laptop, they slip into massive port systems using simple phishing emails promising crew welfare benefits. By racing to track every single container and automate every terminal, global logistics accidentally left the door open to an invisible, highly precise shoreside threat. Smart ports are the industry's favorite buzzword. The glossy brochures pitch a flawless, frictionless ecosystem driven by artificial intelligence, automated logistics, and blockchain. But this diagram outlines the messy reality, starting right here with infrastructure gaps. A port is only as smart as its weakest connection. A physical obstruction or a patchy signal is often all it takes to completely derail those digital workflows. Then we hit cyber exposure at scale. You can isolate a single compromised vessel, but an infected terminal acts like a contagion. It freezes thousands of containers at once, multiplying the financial fallout. Third is fragmented systems. Terminals, shipping lines, and customs agents usually run parallel platforms that refuse to communicate. The result is 10 different dashboards and zero actual coordination. Finally, we hit the wall of human adoption. When software fails to load or slows down the workflow, operators abandon it and revert directly to the tools they trust, usually a physical clipboard. Despite billions of dollars poured into predictive maintenance and automation, the ultimate failsafe in maritime logistics remains a seasoned dock worker who knows what to do when the screens freeze. Building sophisticated tracking software in a sterile office guarantees failure if the developers ignore the grease, bad weather, and friction of a real working harbor. Out on the open water, the risks are quieter, but equally dangerous. In congested or conflict-heavy regions, jamming and spoofing attacks trick a ship's GPS, making positioning and decision-making entirely unreliable. To make matters worse, some vessels are attempting to navigate these hazards using electronic charts running on operating systems so outdated they belong in a museum. This creates an absolute nightmare for liability. If a remote hacker shuts down power to refrigerated containers mid-ocean and spoils the cargo, figuring out who covers the loss is almost impossible. This split-screen diagram compares scenarios under general average, one of maritime law's oldest principles. On the left, if a crew throws physical cargo overboard to save a sinking ship, all parties agree to share the financial loss. But look at the right side. When the damage stems from a digital failure originating in a data center halfway across the world, that traditional framework completely breaks down, leaving everyone pointing fingers. The operational risks are moving at the speed of fiber optics, while the contracts governing them are stuck in the age of sail. The industry is now attempting to drag its massive compliance systems into the digital age. The goal is to replace endless physical documents with digital seafarer credentials. In theory, the benefits are obvious. Port authorities can verify training records instantly and significantly cut down on document forgery. But out on the deck, that system hits a wall. Ships operate in environments where an internet connection is a luxury, and different flag states move at wildly different speeds to recognize the new formats. There is also a serious issue of trust. When a crew member's credentials, training logs, and performance metrics are all networked together, routine compliance quickly blurs into constant surveillance. Other high-stakes fields like aviation and defense built secure digital ecosystems because they designed them around the actual people using them. If executives force top-down solutions that look great on shore but fail on a swaying deck, they will guarantee crew resistance. Digitalization without usability is just bureaucracy with better fonts. Technology alone cannot mandate trust. As the global supply chain becomes increasingly automated and vulnerable, the experience, instinct, and judgment of the human seafarer remains the one operational failsafe that cannot be hacked.